This is the 1970 K10. Just finished, built by the guys here, and oh my goodness me, am I excited to talk about this truck. Let's start by talking about the paint color, is what we always start with these videos. And of course, because it's a Chevrolet, and because it's our Heritage series, it has the two-tone paint. And there's lots of different versions of this two-tone on our Chevrolet products. But this one has that middle split trim. And for those of you who watch a lot of these videos, or if you go on our website, you'll have seen this style, but in our K5. So we've got a lot of K5s now in this style. There's lots of different versions you can do, but this style seems to be the most popular. And I think it just looks really good. It looks so classic. If you think about an old school, you know, Ford and Chevrolet, but really in my head, a Chevy truck, it is that two-tone color palette, those two contrasting colors, and you cannot get any more contrasted than, of course, a piano black and a nice white, and that's what this truck has. So black for the upper and the lower, white in the middle with this dark wooden trim, which you'll see continues in the cabin, and oh my gosh, it just sets it off. That kind of 3 or 4, if you actually count the cab, layers of color. It just looks fantastic. In person, it looks unbelievable. Black is such a hard color to paint. If you've ever painted anything, you'll know how hard it is to get a mirror finish on a black truck or car. This trunk has perfect paint, perfect black paint. It looks absolutely fantastic. I could eat my dinner off it. I could see myself in it. I could brush my teeth or do my hair into it. It is just unbelievably nice. The trim we talked a little bit about. You can see you've got this upper piece of beltline trim here, and then a lower piece of trim, and that has that dark wooden grain insert into it, which is really, really nice, and that continues on the interior. You've got chrome accents all around this truck, Chevy badging. The front of the truck, we'll go there really quickly before I come down the side. That has loads of chrome, classic Chevy front grille, very similar front grille to what we have on our K5s. Chrome headlights around. We've got Holley retro bright LED headlights. They look like the old halogen lamp. That's one of my favorite things about this truck too, is they look so cool. Of course, modern functionality, but in a classic look, so that's really nice. Chrome front bumper, that's really iconic. And from kind of this, obviously it's a K10, so from this angle, you can't really tell the difference between a K5 and a K10. But of course, then when you get to the back, you've got pickup there. But anyway, really classic. Final thing, of course, to know is that Chevy blue ribbon. Absolutely awesome. Paint finish is just so nice on this truck. Really, really cool. Let's go back down the side and start talking about some of the features that are really nice. This vehicle is our Heritage. So we have our Signature Series vehicles and our upgraded versions, Street or Heritage. Street for 2-wheel drive, Heritage for 4-wheel drive. There's a 4-wheel drive K10, so it is a Heritage for its upgrade. And that comes with a number of features, including these billet door handles and side mirrors. They're really, really nice. They look really cool. One of our most requested things to sell, and watch this space. Hopefully in 2025, we're going to start selling these to the general public and builders at home and stuff like that. But for now, they're on this K10 and they look amazing and they feel amazing. Velocity Flying V etched in the thumb press button there, and of course Velocity in the side mirror. And what's really cool about these is they're functional too. This side mirror doesn't vibrate anywhere near as much as the OEM. This feels much more sturdy than an OEM fitting, so really, really nice options. Look at those rims. Listen, we've had a real fierce debate in the shop. Maybe there's going to be a debate in the comments. I don't know. I love this deep dish classic looking Chevy rim. I love it. We have a variable option for this. We have a spoked option. But for me, with the black and white, it's this. I love it. I love these rims. They're absolutely awesome. In my opinion, they just look so classic with a little touch of modern. I think it just sets the truck off. I think they just finished the truck off, but they're really, really cool. Behind those, we have disc brakes all around, and we'll come onto that system later on when we get in the engine bay, but disc brakes all the way around this truck too. So lots of stopping power behind those rims. Come round the back, and we've got some more surprises here in the bed and on the tailgate. We'll start with the tailgate. Of course, chrome accents continue all the way around the truck, all the way around the tailgate. Chrome rear bumper, but you also got this really amazing chrome lettering for the Chevrolet lettering, and then the dark wooden grain there too, which is really, really, really nice. Super premium option. Again, one of those things that when you think about classic truck, you think about Chevrolet, I think about wooden inlays, and this truck is no exception. Another thing that this truck has, because it's the Heritage, is going to be the rear tailgate. It's going to be the rear tailgate handle. That is fully billet as well. Really, really nice option, because the rear view camera, the backup cam, is actually integrated in that handle. So what that means is, firstly, it is much less likely to get dirty because it's higher up on the truck, but also you have much more visibility from that camera because it's built in. Completely designed by us, completely proprietary. Can't get it anywhere else. Only on our vehicles. We just started offering these. You won't have seen them before. probably, apart from on maybe one or two of our custom builds. But this bed has a full wooden bed liner. Really, really nice option. We're still undecided as to what we're going to do for the color. We may keep this one in here with a contrast wood. We may try and match the rest of it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think we should keep the contrast wood because it's kind of cool, it works with the white, or do you think we should go with a darker wood inset to match the rest of the wood inset on the trim? I'm undecided. I like it. I like the contrast. I also like everything matching. Either way, it's super, super premium. Oh yes. Take a good look at the seats, the weave pattern, the wooden trim in the door cards, the billet. Oh, it is absolutely amazing. I love this interior. I love this truck. I love this interior. Let's walk through it. You've got this, I would say it's a dark leather, but it's actually not too dark a brown. It's not a tan, somewhere in between the two, but a really nice brown leather inside this one, and then that wooden trim inlay as well that just looks absolutely fantastic. Feels really cool. Inbuilt speaker here. There's a focal speaker system we'll come on to in a second. Velocity etched, and of course, billet for your door release and billet for your window regulator. That controls both the driver's side and the passenger side via a system of different actions you can do with it. They're really, really cool. So electric windows all around. That door card is just stunning. I know it's so simple, but that's what this truck is. That's what they were. They were simple with a little bit of, and oh man, just looks so good. Let me step up into the truck and talk you through the rest of it. Made easier, of course, because it's a four-wheel drive. We have a full folding side step here. Show you how that works by pressing the little button. When you don't need it, when you shut the door when you're driving, off it disappears, and then when you're ready to step back out, it appears again. So like a modern truck, it has powered running boards. All right, sitting in the truck, incredibly comfortable. I always wondered when we started getting into these trucks with the bench seats, how was the bench going to feel? But these benches have amazing lumbar support. They actually have a little bit of side bolster support as well, which is really nice. And just wait till I tell you about the weaved insert in a minute, but I'll come on to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about steering wheel. Leather wrapped Spark Industries billet steering wheel, only made for us. They make them specifically and exclusively for us. They look absolutely amazing. 3-spoke design, fully made in billet, and of course wrapped in that brown leather too, with an amazing matched, slightly, I mean, the stitch looks a little bit lighter than the leather, but just that little detail finesse of the stitch around there with the steering wheel too. Looks amazing, feels great. When you're driving a truck like this, you want a real steering wheel to hold on to, and this one is no exception. So that's really, really nice. Behind that, we've got a tilt steering column. It has been painted in that piano gloss black to match the outside of the truck. That's really, really nice. Again, fully adjustable. And then behind that, of course, you've got a Dakota digital dashboard for your instrument cluster. Has the wooden grain all inlaid around it to match the exterior and the door cards. And you're going to see more of that in a second. But the Dakota digital dash itself is a fully modernized, old school looking instrument cluster. So you have 2 screens in there that give you additional information. Of course, your normal dials are going to give you temps, your battery, your fuel level generally, your miles per hour, all that good stuff. But the 2 small screens are going to give you even more information. So fuel distance and pressures and other temps and lots of different trip information and things like that. You can do all sorts of stuff with those 2 screens, but they don't ruin the look of that classic instrument cluster. It just looks really classic, so Chevrolet, absolutely brilliant. Okay, let's talk about this actual seat material, the brown leather. It looks amazing, it smells amazing, and because it's our Heritage series, it has a very nice little feature in this woven material up top. It looks classic, it feels amazing, genuinely. It feels smooth to the touch, but it just is cool, such a cool thing to have in a truck like this, because it evokes that kind of classic style with a little touch of modernization and a little bit of kind of, hey, this truck's a little bit more special. One of my favorite things about this truck, we do this weave material sometimes as full inserts, and that's an option that you can have if you were to custom build something. You could make all of this insert weaved, but as standard on our Heritage series K10s, we're just going to go with this upper weave just to give it a little bit of a taste of something different, but of course still keep the bench looking really classic. And it does look absolutely fantastic. It feels great too, like I said, lots of support, but also just in general, this leather is super, super premium. It smells great, it feels great. It's a really, really nice seat, really nice bench. We'll go from bottom to top then for the rest of the truck. We'll start with the carpet. You're going to see a brown carpet dropped in there. Like all of our enclosed cabin vehicles, it does have a full carpet setup, so it's not just a Raptor-line floor. That's because we know people are going to use these all year round. Obviously the cabin's protected, so you can get away with having the carpet underneath. It does make the cabin feel much more premium, especially with this carpet. It's a super thick plush carpet. It feels really nice to touch, but you don't have to worry about ruining it because these are actually mats. So the top layer of your carpet where that Velocity V is sitting, the logo is being etched in. This is a fully removable mat. And then underneath that, of course, is more carpet. And then underneath that is noise, vibration, heat, matting material. So to keep this cabin cool, to keep it quiet, to keep it comfortable, all of the underside here, all the way around the kick panels and behind the dash and firewall and everything has had that treatment too. Working our way up, then we'll go through the rest of the dash. You've got all that piano black coming in here for your main area of your infotainment, and that infotainment system is an Alpine touchscreen system. Has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, has the rear view camera, the backup camera connects here, so that's where you would see it when you're reversing. But what's really nice about this system is it's not too invasive. You know, it's especially with this black and the black finish actually of the panel, it really just looks very smooth and seamless in there. It's not in your face saying, hey, this has been completely modernized. But what it does do is, in a truck like this, you can go for longer drives because it's enclosed, because it's a big vehicle, it's on the falling chassis, which we'll come on to in a second, brand new engine. You could drive this truck for 500-600 miles and not really think about it. You would enjoy it, right? And so you want those modern features, and that's what this infotainment system does. You can hook your phone up and have your Apple Maps and your Spotify and everything just running off that system, keep your phone in your pocket. So that's a really, really nice option. Above that, you've got a vintage air AC system. What basically means is a brand new AC system designed for this vehicle by our partners at Vintage Air. We love their products. We use them all the time, and for good reason. They run really, really well. They blow nice and cold or hot if you need it, depending on where you are. You've still got four-wheel drive in this truck, as in all of our four-wheel drive. We get asked that question a lot. People say, hey, do your four-wheel drive Broncos and your F-250s and your K10s and your K5s, do they actually have four-wheel drive still? And the answer is yes. They have high and low range right here. So you could use this vehicle in the snow. You could use it in off-road terrain. And in fact, I have done recently. Really, really fun. So you've still got that. And because of that, you might want to use it in inclement weather. And we've got lots of customers that want these trucks, not just in the south, but also in the north. You know, we've got vehicles in Chicago and even in Canada and places like that. So that Vintage Air AC system keeps you cool when you're in the hot and keeps you warm when you're in the cold, and it works really, really well. So that's really nice. Above that, again, you've got a full leather dash panel, and then above that, again, the last piece of leather that I'm going to talk about are these sun visors. Very simple, but they just look fantastic. Finished in that contrast stitch as well, that brown leather. They look really, really nice. No headliner in these K-Series trucks because they never had them. And so what we've done is we've just taken that piano black paint and put it in the cabin all the way along. Just looks and feels really, really nice. Small little inlay light, convenience light here too. Final thing I want to talk about, by my foot, I don't know if you can get this, Aaron, but you've got a whole other set of speakers down here in the kick panels. Again, this is completely custom. We designed it here, and behind there is a full focal speaker system. In fact, there's a speaker in each door panel and in the kick panel, and also a big sub behind this bench hidden away. So you've got a really, really premium audio system in here by the guys of Focal. They actually designed this system to fit the acoustics of this K10. We have various different tunes and setups that we can run based upon which vehicle the sound system is going into. So you get that in this truck, and the sound system sounds absolutely brilliant. And of course, you would want it to. For this money and this price and how you would use this truck, you want to be able to enjoy your music and, like I said, use your maps and things like that. So that is all going to work. I think I've said everything I want to say here about this interior, other than, I'll say it again, it's just brilliant. It's just so comfortable. It looks fantastic. I love the brown leather that we chose with the white and the black on the outside, and then bringing those black elements in for the rest of the cab. It just looks fantastic. It's super comfortable. The carpet's really nice. Everything about it's really, really cool. It's a great interior, a great place to go on long distance drives. Okay, let's talk about driveline now. We talked about exterior and interior and all the little bells and whistles, but let's talk about the real meat and potatoes of the vehicle. And of course, that's how does it go, how does it operate. So for engine, we've got a 6.2 litre V8. It's the LT1, a brand new crate engine from GM. What this basically means is this truck drives, in terms of its performance, like a modern performance truck. You know, lots and lots of power, lots of go off the line, especially with the LT1. It has lots of torque in the low end of the revs, which is really nice to drive in a larger truck like this. So lots of power. Very comfortable of doing well over 100 miles an hour if you want to in this truck, and we'll come on to the chassis in a second. More than capable from that perspective as well. But it's not just about the power. I always say this in the videos. It's about performance long term as well. It's about durability, reliability, being able to get from A to B without having to worry. Often people own classic cars, but they don't want to drive them every day because they're worried that they might not be able to get home or get to work. This removes that concern entirely. You've got highway cruising speed, but modern performance, modern reliability. You will always get home. It won't leave you by the side of the road. It is a super, super nice crate engine from GM. Behind that, you've got a 10L80, which is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Lightning quick shifts. I mean, there's not so much to say about the 10L80 other than it just feels like a modern 10-speed truck. Really smooth to drive. Performance when you need it. If you put your foot flat on the floor, it will double drop the gears. It will react in the way that you would expect. But also, it's just a real smooth shifting transmission. It's a really nice transmission. So that's a 10L80, a 10-speed automatic behind this engine for its transmission. Brakes, mentioned it briefly earlier, but you've got full hydro-boosted disc brakes all around by Wilwood on this truck. It's really important to us when we build these vehicles with this much performance. You've also got as much stopping power as you have going power. And because of that Wilwood setup, you do not have to worry. So all-wheel disc brakes all the way around, no exceptions, no expense spared there. These are super reliable. They are super responsive brakes. They stop in a straight line. And in fact, I've really helped in that regard because of the chassis that's underneath the vehicle. I've mentioned it once or twice now, so let's get into the details. It's a full Roadster Shop 4-link chassis specifically designed for this K10 and the K5, but this series, this K series of truck for us in partnership with Roadster Shop. It is an amazing setup. Basically, I could go into lots of technical details and you can find more of those on the website, but basically it means the truck drives like a modern truck. You know, it's really, really a big upgrade from what the original suspension would have been, of course, and you want that because you're going to be going much faster and you're going to be cornering faster and you want that responsive handling that only a Roadster Shop chassis can give you. So brand new 4-link coilover chassis from the guys at Roadster Shop. Really, really nice. And with this wheelbase as well, the extended wheelbase of the K10, it just means that the truck's super comfortable. It just eats up lumps and bumps and things on the road like nothing. It's just very, very comfortable to drive long distance. I think that about covers everything from a technical perspective. The engine bay, of course, does have paint in it. We've got just a flat paint for the wheel arches, and then underside of the hood and the firewall have also got matched in piano black. And there's lots of little fittings and fixtures that I could talk about. Billow hood hinges too. I think these are Ring Brothers hood hinges, really nice product. But yes, you can see on the camera, it basically looks like an OEM engine bay, right? That's what we designed it to do, is what we designed it to have. We wanted it to just look super, super nice. And I think it does. You know, there's lots of space to work on these, but of course, it's not just about how they go. Like I said, it's about how they are reliable. Also super serviceable, I should say that as well. Any sort of modern garage, modern mechanic, you don't have to take this engine to a specialist mechanic or a specialist classic mechanic. Anybody can service and work on this engine. Absolutely no problem. Even a Chevrolet or a GM main dealer, no problem whatsoever. It's a really good looking truck. Really, really nice. I'm very excited about these K10s. We've had so much success with our K5s. We've got a number of those vehicles now, but for the people that want the 4-wheel drive, lifted up Chevy truck, this is it. This is what we're doing. It is the K10. It is on the RS frame. It does have the brand new engine, of course. It's got all the modern features, but it just looks so classic. The vehicle is available for immediate sale. It's in a showroom. It's complete. It's had all of its checks. It's had its 500 test miles. It is ready to go. It just needs a final detail before it goes to its next owner. You can finance this vehicle for our partners at Woodside Credit. It comes with a 2-year bumper-to-bumper warranty, which is really nice. Like all of our vehicles, you get that support, and it's a white glove warranty. We handle everything, take care of everything for you. So if you were to buy this vehicle, you don't have to worry about any of that sort of stuff because we've got you covered. It's a really nice truck. I really look forward to working with whoever decides to buy this truck. And I promise you now, I will be jealous, and I will tell you that I will be jealous because, oh man, it's such a nice thing. Thank you for watching. If you've got any questions or comments, of course, leave them below. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Instagram, you can DM us or comment. And if you're on the website, feel free to pick up the phone and give us a call or submit an inquiry. Thank you very much for watching.